All right, today we're diving into something that might just change how you look at your emotions forever. We're going to uncover a hidden source of our emotional pain, a concept that really helps explain so much. Let's get right into it. So, have you ever had this happen? You're going about your day, everything's fine, and then bam, you get hit with this huge wave of anger or sadness that is totally out of proportion to what's actually happening. It feels like you've been hijacked, right? Well, what if that overwhelming emotion isn't entirely you? Well, there's actually a name for this phenomenon, the pain body. It's a really powerful way to think about that ghost in our own machine, this part of us that seems to have a mind of its own. So what is it exactly? Think of it like this. It's an energy field inside you that's made up of all the accumulated, unprocessed emotional pain from your entire life. Every time you didn't fully feel or face something negative, it didn't just disappear. It stuck around, merged together, and now it lives within you. Now here's where it gets really interesting. It isn't just a passive memory. It's described as being like a psychic parasite with its own primitive intelligence, and its only goal is to survive. And how does it do that? By feeding on more unhappiness. It is literally addicted to negative emotion. It's your own life energy, but it's gotten trapped and is turned against you. The thing is, the pain body isn't always running the show. Actually, most of the time, maybe 90% of the time, it's just dormant. It's sleeping in the background. You can go for days or weeks and totally forget it even exists. But then something triggers it. It wakes up, and when it does, it takes complete possession of your mind, your emotions, your entire being. So that begs the question, right? Where does this thing even come from? How does this inner shadow get created in the first place? Well, it all starts with unfelt emotions. Anytime a negative feeling comes up and isn't fully faced and accepted, it leaves behind a little residue of pain. These leftovers then merge with older pain, especially from our childhoods when we were often too vulnerable to process things. Then, our ego grabs onto this ball of pain and builds a false identity around it. That's the dark shadow. And of course, to keep itself going, the pain body needs to eat, so it seeks out fresh drama and negative thoughts to feed on. And get this, it's not just our own personal stuff. The idea is that we also inherit a collective pain body. This is the accumulated pain of our ancestors, our culture, and really all of humanity from thousands of years of suffering. It's like we're all carrying a piece of a shared historical wound. Okay, so now that we've got a handle on what it is and how it's formed, how do we actually spot this thing in our day-to-day lives? This is where it gets really practical. One of the main places it loves to show up is in our closest relationships. Why? Simple. Because that's where the best food is. Drama. The pain body has absolutely no interest in peace and harmony. It thrives on conflict because that's what it eats. The clearest sign that your pain body is active is the trigger. It's that moment when a tiny, almost insignificant event causes a huge, out-of-control emotional overreaction. You know, like a small disagreement about money suddenly turns into this primal fear and rage. Or a friend being a few minutes late triggers this deep feeling of being abandoned. That disproportionate response, that's the pain body waking up. And once it's awake, it hijacks your thinking. That inner voice in your head, it's not yours anymore. Suddenly, your mind is just a stream of sad stories about yourself. You're blaming everyone for everything, and you're complaining nonstop. That whole negative thought loop, that's the pain body feeding. Okay, I know this can all sound a bit bleak, but here comes the most important part of this whole discussion. There is a way to break free. And the key isn't to fight it. The key is to bring your consciousness, your presence, to it. The very first step is just to realize that this thing exists inside you. Just that awareness alone is a huge deal. From there, you can start to get curious. When you feel that negativity bubbling up, just pause and ask yourself, what's going on inside me right now? The goal is to catch it the second it awakens, to see that initial wave of emotion before it sweeps you away. So once you spot it, how do you heal it? You become the watcher. You witness this energy field inside you without judging it, without getting lost in its story. You just allow the feeling to be there. Giving it your full, calm attention is a form of deep acceptance. And to help you stay grounded, you can use an anchor, like focusing on your breath or just feeling the aliveness in your hands. It pulls you right back into the present moment. And this, right here, is the absolute turning point. When you can witness the pain, you sever your identification with it. You realize, I am not this feeling of pain. I'm the awareness that sees the pain. That little shift in perspective, it's everything.
When you start to apply this presence consistently, something really amazing starts to happen. The pain doesn't just go away, it transforms.
This is the true alchemy of the process. That trapped negative energy isn't destroyed. Instead, as you shine the light of your awareness on it, it gets transmuted. It literally becomes fuel for your own consciousness. The old pain becomes new awareness. This quote really sums it all up perfectly. Fighting the pain body just feeds it more negative energy. You can't fight darkness. But when you bring in the light of your own conscious presence, the darkness just dissolves on its own. And that really leaves us with a final thought to take away. Understanding this isn't just an interesting concept, it's a practice. It gives you a real-world tool to transform your own suffering. So the question to leave with is this: what could you transform with the light of your own presence?